evening, ladies and gentlemen, buddy boyos and girls. This is Jay Tahoe here. So this video is going to be my reaction to Logan Paul supposedly fighting Mike Tyson next month. I have a lot of mixed feelings about this because I would love to see Iron Mike get back in the ring. I've always been a big fan of Mike Tyson, but the question is this little stunt really good for boxing, or I mean, it's definitely going to get a lot of views. There's no question there. There's too many like what ifs here. It's like, is this really just a publicity stunt for money? Is Mike just gonna take it easy on this kid and collect his? Because they signed for a lot of money. He's getting paid $100 million for this fight. But you got somebody like Logan Paul, who, granted, like, yes, he's a young kid. Mike Tyson is going to be 55 at the time this fight takes place. But it's like, dude, you have no idea what you're up against. If Mike Tyson is taking this seriously, and I really hope he does, I think if he just plays around with him like Floyd Mayweather did, that's really not a good look for boxing, because everybody's like, oh, he went the distance with Floyd, and granted, okay, he's got 90 pounds on Floyd, but I mean, again, Floyd is arguably the best defensive boxer in the history of the sport, right? Pound for pound. I mean, when it comes to the sweet science and when it comes to landing hits without getting hit, there's none better. And he couldn't even knock out Floyd, and he's saying, oh yeah, I could knock out Mike Tyson because he's 55. Dude, I mean, I don't know if he's trolling just to like hype up this fight and make money, or if he really believes that. I mean, if he really believes that, and Mike Tyson actually comes out trying, he's gonna be hurt pretty badly. I mean, we're not talking about just somebody who was once a professional boxer. We're not talking about somebody who was, a good boxer. We're talking about somebody who was the world champion for a long time and was beating dudes, in the first round who were twice his size and making it look easy. I mean, I'll show you this clip of Mike versus Terrell Biggs here, just to remind everybody what this guy was capable of. I mean, 55 or not, like, you don't just lose that punching power. I would say maybe there were two people who hit harder than Mike Tyson, and that would be Ernie Shavers. Even Muhammad Ali, who fought against Foreman and Ernie Shavers, said that Shavers was the hardest hitting opponent he'd ever faced. Actually, George Foreman agreed to that too. And obviously George Foreman, known for his power punches, but was never fast enough to keep up with Ali. You got to remember, Mike Tyson, one of the most complete boxers in the history of the sport. I mean, he had basically, I would say his power was close to Foreman, very close, very, very close. And he had the speed of Ali. He was extremely fast. And even though he didn't have a chance to showcase it much because he was very aggressive and knocked out, 27 opponents of his 56 fights in the first round, he had, in his own words, impregnable defense as well, too. So you have to realize that, like, yeah, okay, he might be old, he might not be what he was when he was young. He might, 19-year-old, 19, 20, 21-year-old Mike Tyson, that was a killer. I mean, that was a guy who was looking to take your head off with every punch. I mean, he might have mellowed out and, doesn't have that mentality anymore, but the physicality is still there. If you're thinking that this guy, can't knock out even like a pretty strong guy at age 55, that's straight up deluded. But let's take a look at this fight he had with Terrell Biggs back in 1987, just to show you what this guy was capable of. And keep in mind, he said after the fight, he could have knocked out Biggs at any point. He was just, he wanted to beat up on him a little for all the trash talk. But here, let's take a look. So this is prime Mike Tyson. He's fighting Terrell Biggs here. This is back in 1987. Now you see here, Mike Tyson, he's clearly the smaller guy here. Terrell Biggs is like 6'4", I think. Mike Tyson's 5'10". But if you're gonna notice, Biggs is entirely just on the defensive. He can't lay a hand on Mike here. He is employing that peekaboo style that he learned from Cus D'Amato. You can see Biggs just trying to dance around him. You can see like Mike is dictating where this is going. So now we go to round 6. Right, Biggs throwing out some jabs. Mike Tyson's like, it barely bothers him. It's crazy. Like, Mike Tyson could take a hit too. That's why I think like Logan Paul doesn't understand that like he's one of the most complete boxers to ever exist. Like, his defense is ridiculous too. But just watch and see like Biggs getting pushed against the corner. Like every time the ref, lets him go at it again. Oh, brutal right there. Biggs pops him. Mike Tyson hits him in the stomach. Right? He missed. And then just proceeds to get pummeled in the corner again. Like, you can't go blow for blow with Mike Tyson. Even now at 55, like, you try to go blow for blow with him, he's too strong. He's gonna fuck you up. Look at that. Done. Look at Biggs's head here. He's like, I done screwed up. He's bleeding. He's gets done. Look at this. He's gonna get back up and come back for more punishment right here. The ref's like, you good, champ? All right. Then Mike Tyson, look at this. Look at this. Pops him in the, that left. He's done there. So, keep in mind, right, Logan Paul, not even a boxer. So keep in mind, Logan Paul, pretty strong guy, but not a pro boxer. Couldn't even knock out Floyd. So how he plans to knock out Mike Tyson, I would love to see this. You know what? It's entertainment though, and boxing is pretty dead at the moment. So something like this might actually be what's needed to to bring it back. I will give the Paul brothers credit there. They've done more for boxing to bring the sport back into the limelight than any of the current pros have. So, even though I think this is going to be interesting any way you slice it. I do hope that we get to see Iron Mike. I do hope he doesn't take it easy on him. And my prediction is that if he actually tries, this will be over in 40 seconds. All right. Well, take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.